Hey, what is up, everybody? I have the privilege today to sit with Joe and just hear a little bit about his story. So, Joe, where are you from, man?
I was born in Indiana.
Yeah? How long have you been coming here to the Ridge?
Almost 4 years.
And I remember when we had a chance to talk, probably, what was that, maybe a year ago, and you shared with me how you came to the Ridge. Share a little bit about that story.
I came to the Ridge through some stuff that happened with, my family, with my son and my wife, and some domestic violence and some not so great things. And we came to CR because it was not just a drug issue, you know what I mean? And Celebrate Recovery kind of covers everything. And we started coming to church. Our family never came to church before. We got invited through the people at Celebrate Recovery. I had made it a goal to myself that if church was really the answer and it was really where I needed to be, that I needed to be here every Sunday for a year to see if I could see a change in myself and in my family. And I did it, and man, let me tell you, it was night and day. And we just instantly clicked with everyone there, and it was really nice to feel welcome, to not feel judged, to not really deal with, like, if I say this person's gonna use that against me.
Sure.
So we started coming here, and church is the last place I would have looked for an answer, just because of my upbringing. We never went to church, and the Bible was brought out when we misbehaved to lay our hand on it, and I started coming here, and I really just wanted to experience a life that I seen the people in Celebrate Recovery experiencing. Like, they were happy. They were, I don't know really if happy is the right word. I guess they were just full of joy. Like it really didn't, nothing really fazed them that we could say or do or anything. Like they were just ready to help. And so I had made it a resolution to come every Sunday morning to service for a year to see if this is really, I guess, all it's cracked up to be, the goodness of God. If he could feel someone as far as I felt about myself, I really didn't feel like a whole lot. It was a really dark place. Really believe that coming to church and being involved with Celebrate Recovery has just changed everything about my whole being. I'm not as negative, that's for sure. Because I can remember when this all first started coming to church, my buddy, my best friend in the world, Chris, he said, I really can't hang out with you anymore. He's like, you're just so negative about everything. And a year later, he comes over and is like, hey, I bought you a hoodie. And sure enough, it said Neighborhood Hope Dealer on it. You know what I mean? So that just, I don't know,
That was almost part of that change, is that you went from this dude that he was like, hey, you're so negative, I don't want to hang out with you, to, hey, dude, you're a guy who spreads hope in our neighborhood.
I would say one of the biggest things was I have been on medication, mental health medication, ADHD medication, depression medication, pretty much my whole life, and I'm gonna be 38 next year. So I've honestly don't need that medication anymore. Like, I lay my head down at night, I go to sleep. I used to take a pill for that. I'd wake up and I'd take a pill to focus, and a pill for this and a pill for that. And my doctors even cleared me. She said, there's a complete and utter change in you. And so I've been freed of that weight, that chain, that I didn't know who I'd be without those things, because I never had been without them. So I've kind of replaced it with journaling, and I was talking with my sponsor yesterday, and when I first started the program in that first year, I had wrote down what I was grateful for, a couple goals for the day, and what I needed to work on. And I had flipped back through that whole spiral-bound notebook, and it came down to, I just wanted connection, a positive connection, and I found it.
Well, it sounds like, God has been orchestrating a lot of things for you in your life. One of those things has been community with CR, and even what you just said, like even being in this space on a Sunday morning, you're just surrounded by fellow believers and being a part of that. If you could think of something, if somebody's in, like you said, mentioned darkness, like you felt like you were in this darkness and there was this weight and heaviness, for people who might be experiencing that right now, what would you want them to know?
That they're not alone, that they're loved, that they matter, that there's a way out, and a positive way out. When you live in that darkness for so long, you feel like everybody's out to get you. Like, even if it's something good, you're like, well, what do you want for that goodness? So it's just find hope, and CR is great. There's people that come to CR for everything, anger, codependency, you name it. And there's a lesson, there's information, there's guidance, there's love, there's acceptance. It's all wrapped into one for you if you're willing to grab it. You have to be willing, though. That's the biggest thing. Like, you can't fake it till you make it, I guess. You have to really dive in, and just have faith that God's gonna be there with something for you to breathe, and He's been there for me.
Well, Joe, man, I'm glad you're here, bro. And I'm glad to see, it's amazing hearing your story, and really appreciate you taking time to be here today.